You're listening to the Hair Radio Morning Show. I'm Kerry. Hi.
Michelle Floyd from Beautiful Hair Products, where we provide educational information, recommended books, tutorials, wigs, and natural hair products that promote healthy scalp and beautiful hair. We're shouting out to Kerry Hines and the Hair Radio Morning Show. Visit us at www.beautifulhairproducts.com and through the Hair Radio Show.
You're listening to the all-new Hair Radio Morning Show. I'm Kerry Hines. It is Thursday morning, April 26, 2018, after 7 o'clock Eastern, and we'd like to welcome our amazing co-host, Nancy DeShomas from Queens, New York. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning.
All right. Well, I'm ready to start Shop Talk. Also, I want to just first welcome you, of course, to the broadcast today, and it's Throwback Thursday. As I always say, now everybody's still doing the Throwback Thursday, right?
Yes, we still.
Oh, all right. Hashtag TBT. All right. So, as we said, it's the 26th. We're about to move into spring. I want to talk a little bit about some of the spring styles in terms of natural hair. And then we've got a long list ahead of us today. Nance, what do you say, some of the styles that folks should be looking out for or are coming into the shop to talk about in the way of spring?
Well, for the spring, for natural hair, mostly it's color that everybody's looking at. Color and getting shorter cuts to reveal what their hair looks like naturally, because during the winter time they usually put their hair away and do protective styles like wigs, weaves, or extensions with the braids. So when spring comes, everybody wants to let their hair out and show off their hair. Most
kind
of color.
Hair under wraps, literally, until the spring. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Wow. Now, most people do not really associate natural hair with color too much, generally, I guess. Is that changing, or is it just this time of the year, everything is about colors and bright, types of colors and all of that? Yes.
It has to deal with the seasons, because the seasons are changing. So, yes, spring, you want to look a little bit bright. You want to be noticed. So everyone tries to lighten up their hair. Either they lighten up their tips or they lighten up, all of it or highlight it. There's different things you could do.
Okay. Right. And finally, the weather is breaking in the New York area. So for those listeners of ours, our amazing fans who live around us here in the Northeast, the weather is finally breaking. So I think we're going to be okay as we kind of move forward. Hey,
yes.
Want to also welcome our Hair Radio, I call HSN members, which are the Hair Radio social networking members. We want to welcome you guys to all of our social networking members to our radio show this morning. And just remind you that we have a great deal of new content that's available on the site. Mm-hmm. So we want to definitely just put that out there. All right. Yes. Nancy, why don't you tell everybody a little bit more? Also, excuse me, I had the cough there. Tell everybody a little bit more and what's coming, what to expect. Oh, this summer. Wow. Are you getting any requests for summer looks?
Well, summer looks is the same. We're doing twist outs. People are just wearing. It's more like I said. They would hair. They want to color their hair either copper or brown. The brown colors. Most likely, everyone wants to.
Why do they do the copper or brown for the summer type thing?
Because it's more brighter. You get more noticed. It's more spiky looking. And some people are scared to go further, so we start with the browns first. Then we could get into the blondes. Then we have our teeny boppers. They're like they're yellow, they're red, they're green, pink, hot pink.
Wow. That's still in style.
Yes.
The fluorescent.
Still in style. Yes. And we also, what we're getting into now is the mohawk. A lot of people like shaving their sides or shave one side off and rock it. Or
just anything to get attention, it sounds like to me.
Yeah. Yes.
I had a little quick cough there. Well, I'll tell you something. Now, is there a difference between the men of natural hair and the women of natural hair and what they're looking for with this new season, the warmer weather?
It's pretty much the same. Because the men are wearing mohawks too.
Mohawks are still in style?
Yes, mohawks are still in style. They're just getting more funky. More hair, more puffy. Yes, the mohawks are still in style.
They came back and that was it.
Yes, and like the men, I see them getting color too. It's more, the younger people, they're putting colors at their tips with the men and the females, either brown, yellow, green, blonde. I see a lot of men getting blonde hair too. I don't know what that is.
Well, yeah. I saw Kanye West is rocking like a blondish look.
Yes.
And maybe, I guess that's kind of nice that, for guys, I'm always saying we need to also kind of do some wacky things. And we can kind of wear, the clown look with the different colors in our hair.
Yes, yeah.
That would make you really stand out.
Right. I see a lot of that. And a lot of younger children, I see them wearing blonde hair too, with mohawks, mofros, side mohawk. It's a whole bunch of stuff going out there. But I think too, I forgot the football player name. He had blonde hair, and after that, everybody just went crazy going to get the blonde hair.
Yes, I know who you're talking about with the beautiful hair. He had the natural hairstyle, and he's done commercials now, and people recognize him. Yeah. We'll have to get his name on one of the upcoming shows. I know who you're talking about. He's a big star now. And because of that. And a lot of folks copied after his hairstyle as well. I was trying to get it. It didn't work quite out the same. But next year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, interesting. All right, folks, this is actually Shop Talk, and it's Thursday's edition of Shop Talk. Wanted to also kind of transition to this topic, which is the beauty standards. There's been in America essentially one real Eurocentric beauty standard for years and years and years, and it seems like things are finally kind of shifting to incorporate other beauty standards from folks, representing different nationalities. Do you feel, Nancy, being a person of natural hair essentially, do you feel that the beauty standard is shifting with the success of those kinds of movies like Black Panther and all of that? It has caused an awakening of natural hair and an awakening in just, folks being a little bit more accepting of a different look than what's been the traditional standard of beauty in America.
Yes. I see a trend all over that's happening because with me, I would never thought that, you could go to the corporate world with natural hair because, it's just so odd. But now everyone accepts it. Everybody's walking around with their afros. Even when I was growing up, dreads, you had to have them well-groomed to be in the corporate world. Certain areas, they're not used to seeing hair like that. So now it's more welcoming and, you see more famous people have it on TV. So everyone, it's like a natural movement that's going on. Everyone is aware of their hair and they're trying to do new stuff to look natural. And it's more accepting,
Well, now it's gotten to be something new.
Yeah.
So thing that finally breaks through as something new, quote unquote, seems to be taken off.
Yes.
where it's really not new at all. But
Exactly.
I'll tell you something. On the corporate kind of talk for Shop Talk today, I believe that it is. See, my take on it is that I think if you were rocking natural hair even decades ago, I think we should have all kind of joined on in, because no one should have even then been telling you that you have to straighten your hair to be accepted. And that's a message that should have never been delivered.
Yes.
It could have been understood, but it didn't have to be delivered. We accepted that message. And that's what the whole era is, to me. We should have always stood by being able to have your tightly curled hair or coiled hair, and been accepting of that. I think I think we should come up with another name too. That coil reminds me of a snake. I'm sorry. That's what people refer to snakes as.
Yes.
Oh, it's hardly a word of positivity that is really lends itself to Afro hair. And I say, my gosh, isn't there some word that we can say that, that kind of is positive? And of course I'm pushing out here and kind of, but even when you use the phrase, the word dreadlocks,
yes,
shouldn't we just, let's kind of keep it positive. I mean, dreadlocks, I know there are folks who don't have any, issue with the word per se, and that's fine and dandy, but I think we should try to look at accepting and just kind of shifting that whole thing. I know there are folks out there who love all the kinky talk and all of that. I don't know. I don't know. For me, it's I have a, but I get it, but I guess to each his own. And folks, if you, well, before we move on from there, Nancy, did you want to comment about that?
Well, I do a lot of children's hair, and we have so much terminology with our hair. We have the kinky hair, the nappy hair, and it's just, I wish they had better terminology, because our hair, it's still doable. You still could do a lot of styles. You can still do a lot of things with our hair, and the way that they put it, like, it's so unmanageable. Like, you're going to have to just straighten it. And it's so sad because, you have the little ones, the little kids, the children, they really don't understand. They just want their hair straight and long and bounce.
Right. Saying is exactly the message that it appears that these companies, especially the beauty companies, are trying to send out to you, because if they don't send you that message, will you be buying their products?
No.
No. Exactly. So it's an economic thing. That's the whole message, is that it's just like a message for women. They're saying in general that women, you're not good enough as you are, so you have to, in order to be appealing to others, and men in particular, you have to buy a whole bunch of makeup.
Right.
Otherwise, you're not. So that's what the message is coming to you, so that you will go spend your money. But if you say, like, guys, no one tries to send us that message, because we're not going for that message.
Yes.
No one is saying to us that, oh, guys, if you don't go buy makeup and stuff, you're not going to, be able to do this and do that. See, that's the thing. That's what is always amazing to me. It's two parts. One is that folks, usually these corporations who are heck bent on just selling you something, and then the other side of it is that you have to receive what they're saying.
Right.
See, once you start receiving it, that's the problem. And I think that it just cracks me up because I fall out when I say, well, how on earth, like that's why these companies target women for selling every single thing to them.
Mhm.
Because guys know, they know we're not going to be buying. We can see through that stuff a mile away.
Right.
We're not wasting our time going in the store, shopping all over the place, looking for the latest trend. I mean, it's hilarious to me. And I think the same way that, African Americans and people here in this country who are rocking natural hairstyles are starting, or even, the chemical treated hair, they're starting to wake up and say, hold it. There's a different standard today that is accepted.
Mhm.
And the most important thing is to accept it yourself first.
Exactly. Yes.
Because it's like just waking up and realizing that you're beautiful as you are.
Mhm.
You don't need all that. You never did.
Exactly.
And somebody's just trying to make money off of you, pretty much.
Mhm.
So they cause you to think there's something wrong with yourself because that gets you to purchase something to change who you are.
Right.
It's always about changing. Oh, well, we want you to look this way, or we want you to look that way. The way you look is not quite. So let's get magazines. Let's put people in magazines that look nothing like you.
Mm-mm-mm.
That so we can keep you buying the products to try to look like them.
Right.
I mean, it's common sense to me.
Right.
Like, there's no way in the world I would be able to follow people. You have to have a little bit more discerning ability to me. Anyway, believe it or not, this was not supposed to be our main topic today on the Hair Radio Morning Show Shop Talk segment. Again, we're welcoming the members of the Hair Radio Social Network site. I want to shout out to everybody, including our new members. We took on some new members. I just want to shout them out today and welcome them to all that we're doing. It's just phenomenal. But yeah, the beauty standard, so this is something that I did want to talk about a little bit, and I'm just glad that it's, something that, I think we need to kind of continue to beat the drum about. Be proud to be who you are across the board. To me, Nancy, I rather see, for me personally, which I rarely talk about on the Hair Radio Morning Show, but I honestly like styles. I don't care if your hair is less than a tenth of an inch. If it's natural, it's beautiful.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
That's the way
I
it
don't
should be.
get all that fake stuff for me.
Right.
That's not what I don't subscribe to that beauty standard. So if you do, that's not appealing to me.
Right.
That's just me. But on this show, it's for everybody. So we welcome all who have different opinions and in the way of hair. So that's something that is really, and Nancy, are there any of these celebrities out there that you are really kind of thinking they're rocking their hair and this is the way to be now? Who are some of did the Black Panther movie really change that much about natural hair to you? Or are there some folks out there who've always been kind of, doing it up with the natural hair? And you brought up a good point earlier, and we have never talked about it on the show.
Mm-hmm.
The football players, the sports athletes, they seem to be out here really pushing natural hair, and no one seems to be noticing.
Yes.
No one but us, Nancy, on the Hair Radio Morning Show Shop Talk.
Yes.
What do you say about that, with the athletes really pushing the natural hair agenda?
Yeah, they're really pushing it because I haven't seen like little boys coming in talking about I want that style. I want the football player. I want my hair blonde. And I would never think that, people will actually let their kids to get color in their hair, and they're doing it. They're wearing the natural hair out. Like I said, that mohawk is just crazy. Everybody wants a mohawk, female and males, and blondes in different colors.
I think I'm going to be rocking a mohawk back. I think I will do just that. I can handle that.
Yes.
I'll do a little mohawk with a little color in it. How's that? Maybe some, well, a fancy mohawk. I think that's nice.
Yeah.
I remember Calvin Smith, Puffy's barber, from years ago, when he gave Puffy the mohawk style. I actually interviewed him right after that. He was on my show then. He was on the Hair Radio show years and years ago.
Okay.
He had a shop up in the Bronx, and I remember going up there and meeting with him and talking with him. And a very nice guy. He's gone on to big things. And he told me, he's like, yeah, that's the style. He told us all how the whole thing came about, because he really was responsible for bringing the mohawk back. The mohawk was gone, and it really was not associated with the African American community, if you really think about it, back in those days. And then it was like the 90s really kind of brought it back, and took on from there right after we created the Hair Radio morning show around the same time. And then it kind of took on even greater, over the years. And that's why I was surprised it's still kicking out there. But you're right, they put a new twist on it with all the color and the funky, as you put it.
Yes.
Funkiness, I should say. Well, very good. All right. Well, folks, again, this is the all-new Hair Radio Morning Show. I'm Kerry Hines with Nancy the Showman. It's great to have you, Nancy, this morning.
Yes.
Yes, and I want to remind everybody that, the Shop Talk you can catch on Channel 10 if you are a member of the Hair Radio Social Network site, which, if you're not, you can register at hairradio.com. That's HAIRADIO.com, which is really cool and exciting. It's free, so you can do that. We have we have about 15 channels there. So we want to let you know we've got 15 channels. We're loading up content daily, so you'll never hear all the content that's there. There's a lot of content on there already. You can very much listen to any type of interest, everything from being an entrepreneur to natural hair to even just our commercial advertisements you are able to listen to there. So it's really cool. And again, you can access that by going to hairradio.com, HAIRADIO.com. If you are a member, or even if you're not, you can still sign up there and become a member. Again, it's free. And we're real proud of that. Again, that's the Hair Radio Social Network we call HSN. And you can connect with Nancy, the showmess. Nancy's there. I'm also there, and we've got many of the folks that you hear about right here who are on the site. So really cool stuff. And what do you like about the HSN Hair Radio Social Networking site, Nancy?
Well, I like that it has a variety of channels, a lot of education, different articles. I like that everyone could network into the hair business. You meet a lot of different people. You make a lot of friends. And it's people from all over the world,
That's right.
And it all has to do with hair, and everybody is just so nice. You meet and you learn a lot of stuff, especially with the channels. There's different channels there, different interviews that you can see. This is more like a knowledge. You learn a lot from this website, from this social media site, because it has a lot of different aspects of everything. Everything that you need to know.
a new member, shouting out Viola. She joined the site. She probably is going to be shocked to hear her own name mentioned on the show. But yeah, she joined on the site and she liked the photo with you and it's formation model photo, and I just loved it. I said, wow, because you never know what people are looking at on the site. Like, I never know. A lot of sometimes visitors, they ghost the site, which means that they kind of go on. They don't really like, they see everything, but they won't like anything, so that, you know, it doesn't tell you that they've been there.
Right.
But it's always good to take a moment to like the items and all of that. But I never know which items they're going to like. And like it just cracks me up because they go, I guess, to the different things and look at them and they like the photos, and it's just beautiful. It really is. It's an amazing opportunity and platform for us that I really appreciate and love, and I'm grateful that we have it. I do want to inform everybody, we will be doing the webinar on social media for the hair biz, the industry professionals. So this is, if you're in the hair or beauty business, doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter how you are, but if you are in the hair and beauty world, we are giving a free webinar that you can register for right on the site at hairradio.com. Just go to our Hair Radio social networking site, which is www.hairradio.com. Sign up. You can click on the yellow, I should call it the gold menu bar. It's not really yellow, it's gold. The gold menu bar. And there's a tab there that says for free webinar sign up. And you can register. Very simple and easy in 2 seconds. It will be on Monday at 8 o'clock at night. It's our first nighttime social media webinar, or webinar period. And so we're excited. That's May 21st at 8 o'clock. So it should be from 8 to 9. And again, it's live. It's not something that's just me throwing on a recorded webinar. No, this is live.
Right.
And you'll need to have a computer or tablet. You cannot use a cell phone. So it's free to register. It's free to participate. Just go. And if you're on the social media site, you see it big as day. The registration button is over on the right side. So real quick and easy to sign up. So I'm really, really excited. And it's something that all the members really should be encouraged to do. So don't forget about that. Plus, we've got the events of what's kind of happening out there, on opportunities to connect with already our Facebook folks and some videos, and even the last edition of the Shop Talk from last week is there. So it's really cool. It's a nice video there. And just a lot of really good stuff. So I'm really very pleased and very honored. I want to remind you guys to definitely check it out and be part of, just visit everything on the site. Don't just, go there and just ghost the site, if you will. Mm-hmm. Type thing. Now, Nancy, we were talking about, all the different beauty standards, if you will, or establishing others other than just the one. But how do you feel about this? And listeners out there would love to get your feedback on this as well. For our Hair Radio social networking members, you can easily comment on this. How do you feel about other communities rocking styles that are closely associated with African Americans? So in other words, like dreads or locks, we should call. Some folks call them dreads, some call them locks, dreadlocks. But what do you say? Should blacks or African Americans, if we're going to be PC, do African Americans, should African Americans care if dreads or locks are worn by other communities? What do you say, Nancy DeShalmis?
Well, being a natural hairstylist, I have a very versatile clientele. So I have all types of people getting locks, and to me, I don't feel that there's any discrimination or anything. It doesn't matter to me. It's a style. Because it's like with us, we do the same thing, wearing the hair for straight and copying what others are doing. So it's a style, it's a fade. Everybody could do what they want. I don't have a problem with anybody getting dreads. I have a couple of clientele that are not African Americans that have dreads, and a lot of people don't even know that other cultures can get dreads. It's just it's a style, and a lot of people like it. Even it's not even dreads, even braids, all of that, extensions. I have no problem with it. I just feel like it's a style, and anybody could wear it.
I totally agree. I think it's not being fair to then say, oh, that's just as bad as forcing African Americans to wear styles that are not associated with their own natural beauty. So I think it's fair and better to say wear whatever you wish.
Yeah.
And to be honest, even when I was asking the question, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, everybody already wear, how many Caucasians there are with dread styles?
Yes.
They're just because their hair texture may be straight naturally straight doesn't mean that they cannot get the styles. That's a lot of the professionals, use the interlocking technique for those kinds of clients. And for those who are in the professional field, there's a great deal of money out there, and all across treating other types of hair types that are not necessarily associated with the Afro styles. But just interesting, Nancy, very interesting. So, yeah, I think I agree. I don't think I don't think that folks of color should be concerned of others. I mean, there was now, Nancy, I don't think you go back this far, but I do. There was the Bo Derek, who was this woman, a Caucasian lady, beautiful actress back then, and was the traditional standard of beauty. And she was, I remember there was a movie called 10, and she's running on the beach in slow motion with these long cornrowed hair.
Oh.
And it was a big discussion when it was out. I remember, because there was not cornrowed hair was not associated at all with Caucasian women. It rarely is at this time. So can you imagine back in the 70s, if you will?
Wow.
So, and I never forgot it. And you can all Google this and see her hair. Now you see I think that the cornrowed hair type, as far as new styles, I think is getting more and more popular in that community.
Yes.
And they're looking for new, different styles and diversifying their own hair types.
Yes.
And, so I think that's just something that, they're saying, well, we don't care anymore if you think we're not black and we can't wear it. We're going to wear it because we like it.
Yes, exactly.
And shouldn't that be okay?
Yes, it should. That's what I said. It's a style. To me, it's okay.
It's a style, folks. Get over it.
Some people find it offensive. They don't like that. Some people really do.
Yeah. Well, does it have something to do with how old we are?
Oh, yes. That plays a factor, too, yes.
Because that's what I think is we didn't want to talk about the A word, age, but maybe, just maybe, folks out there, it has something to do with how old we are. If we're from the old school, we're still holding on to those old beliefs that, it's our hair type and we're the ones created, or why are you jumping on the bandwagon?
Right.
What do you say, Nancy?
I think it has to do with the age, because everybody's caught up in their own era, or they're used to a certain way. So some people don't like change, and
Mm,
they don't want to see that happening. They're like, no, that was ours, and we should have that only. Shouldn't have other people wearing that, or they shouldn't have the privilege of wearing it. You know.
mm. So the versatility, a lot of it has to do with, so the younger generations tend to say whatever, they're going to rock whatever they want.
Yes.
They don't care. They're not really listening to, the old traditional ideals or ideas that they only had to look a certain way and be robotic.
Right. No.
Wow.
The young people, they want to do everything new, everything hip. They want new styles, and they're gonna, do what they want to do, and they like all of that stuff. But the old school, no, they're stuck in their ways. They don't believe that other um, people should be wearing ethnic styles. They're not really fond of it. But I think we've come a long way because we're all multicultural, and everyone's hair texture is different, and it's amazing. To me, it's amazing with this evolution with hair going back natural. It's like you can actually see the different textures, the different styles. We were so taught that we had nappy, it was just like a Brillo pad, and when you really get to look at your texture, you're like, oh my God, it's beautiful. It's different wave patterns.
Hmm. Well,
And
that's the thing. Just having resilient hair.
yes,
You rarely heard Afro hair being referred to in positive words.
never.
That
Oh my goodness.
that's what and you don't even realize it. But if someone keeps referring to you in a negative way, you're going to
Yeah,
eventually kind of allow that to seep on in, and
exactly.
it's going to affect you in a certain way. So that's how you're always going to think. And you've got to be able to always be a little bit, to shield against that. See, I remember even growing up,
Mhm.
and my dear mom, God rest her soul, but she used to say all the time, you have to not allow those things. You have to deflect them. You have to be strong because they're going to come your way. So all those negative things. And I remember just always kept filling in my head to always do the best you can to compete with yourself.
Right.
I was always taught that. I was taught that early on. Compete with yourself,
Yes.
not
Yes.
others.
Yes.
Don't worry about what other people are doing. That's what
Exactly.
I'm saying. Don't worry. Do what you know how to do.
I like that.
And that's what I've lived my life to do. I really to this day that's what I do. I can always come up with a better idea for myself, and others are trying to always keep up with you.
Mm.
I don't try to keep up with other people. They try to keep up with what we're doing.
Exactly.
We're the leaders, the cultural leaders of the world. And that's what we've got to remember.
Yes.
All right, Hair Radio Social Network, 15 channels. 15. And growing.
Wonderful.
And so the content that's going to be up there, we're putting new content across the 15 channels. So, and what we are doing, even as we speak, is creating this amazing Shop Talk segment, which is going to, talk about things of the day that are culturally happening at live. And during, today is Thursday, the 26th of April. So that's what I'm most pleased about. You'll have a lot of content, and Shop Talk will be reflective Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So I'm really excited about it. So you'll be able to see it. We're going to try to still put it on social media across other platforms out there right now. But eventually you'll only be able to catch this for the members. You need to be a member of Hair Radio Social Network site. And you can do so, again, go into hairradio.com, HAIRADIO.com. There's only one R in the word Hair Radio. So we're real excited about that. And we are grateful to have you guys listening. I love doing Shop Talk, Nancy. It's such a pleasure. It really is. It is. It's a pleasure to do Shop Talk because we get an opportunity to kind of go across the board. I love the hair talk. I absolutely do. But I also love being able to switch around and talk about entertainers and singers and television shows and movies and all that kind of wonderful, wonderful talk.
Right.
That's out there. You know, it really is. I'm excited. Now, I think there's a new movie with Taraji opening up on the weekend. I think we'll have to check that out, and maybe we can get a reviewer in. I'm going to try to get someone to come in to talk about that, and I really am. And, you know, it's just exciting stuff. Want to also thank our amazing advertisers and sponsors. Always, we couldn't do what we do without you guys helping us. And also, we encourage our amazing fan base, those of you who are listening right now, to go check it out on the social networking site. There's an entire channel that is devoted to our advertisers, Nancy. There's an entire channel. So what you do, go, you know, for those members, go to hairradio.com, sign up if you're not, but if you are a member, click on our channels on the big gold menu bar, and you'll see that the commercial channel is 1.3. So you go there, and you can literally start listening to all the commercials, which are just fantastic. It's a great place to be. All right, so moving along, we have a couple other things that we do have to get in before the end of today's broadcast that I'm going to talk to you about. There was on the social media site, speaking of the Hair Radio Social Network, HSN, there was a question that was put up, and right now we never really gave the results of it, but it was about 60-something, almost 70% of the folks who were polled. And the question was about should you tip your hairstylist even if you're not pleased with the look. So it was targeted towards, I guess, being a client perspective. But since I figured it would be very interesting to see. Of course, most of the folks who we talk to on the social site are professionals or in the industry in some capacity. And most of them say, yes, we want our tip. Under any circumstances, we want our tip. And that's pretty much where it kind of fell in. So about 67% said that they went to their tip. So we wanted to share the outcome of that poll with you. One of the members, she's a member on our site too, and I'm going to shout her out. Her name is Karen in New Jersey. And she was wondering about tipping in general. If you know, and I've covered this years ago on the show, but should you tip your stylist and the owner if they're two individuals who are different? And should you also tip the shampoo girl or guy? What do you say, Nancy? How do you feel about this whole tipping thing? Go ahead. Talk to us about it, Nancy. How do you feel? Nancy DeShowmeth, it's time for you to weigh on in.
Well, I feel like you should show some gratitude, depending on how the salon is set up, because there's different salons that they have shampoo people. Some stylists don't touch the client until they have to style their hair. So we have people that
they have someone to do every aspect and prep.
Yes.
So all the prep work, and then they come in like the superstar just to the styling.
Yes.
So if that's the case, let's start there. So if that's the case, that means that there is someone that's greeting the client And
Yes.
that person sitting at the front desk all happy and smiles because they want a few extra little dollars possible.
Yes. Yes.
And then you get the lady coming up to prep you, for your regular, so she already knows that it's time to get your hair washed and cleaned and all of that. So each person along the way, do you have to give a buck or two to, or just pretend like you don't even, that you're not going to leave anything?
No, you have to give something. You have to show gratitude. It's like the norm. Unless you didn't like how your hair was washed, but
here we go with that question again. Wow.
Yeah.
No, Nancy, it just seems like you've got to have so much extra money. Well, shouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if you could just go to the shop and not have to worry about a tip, which is extra?
Well, but I think you still have to give some type of tip. You have to give some gratitude, something. Always give a little extra, I think. Because your stylist, she or he is working very hard to give you what you want and how you want it. And it's customer service. It's like, I don't know, it's like when you go to get food and stuff, you want to tip the person to show, gratitude. It's just a gratitude thing.
Well, if they just put the tip right into the price of the item?
Oh, put it into you're saying include it in the price?
Yeah, that way when people come there, they don't have to feel like they have to leave something extra.
Right. But this has been an ongoing thing for years, so it's like it's already in stone that you're supposed to give a tip. It's just
most people would feel uncomfortable not leaving a tip. Like I would feel literally funny not leaving a tip. Like the next time they're gonna do my hair badly.
No.
I
well,
felt
yeah.
that.
You feel that? Oh, well, that's
Sure.
some people. No, that's some. Well, you know what? Some people say like, "Oh, I don't have that much money. I'm sorry, I didn't leave you a tip this time." But what I always tell my clients is, you can always send me a referral. That's a tip. A referral is always I would take a referral over a tip any day.
Yeah.
Send me people.
Most people
That's
would.
how But some people, they don't have it, and I understand, and they will say that, "Oh, I feel so bad because I didn't give you a tip." I said, "No, just send me somebody, send me a referral. That's all I need, and I'm good. That's all." And right then, the person feels better, like, "Oh, okay," and they send me somebody.
Referrals? Do they send you referrals?
Yes, they do. They send me referrals because I instill it in my clients. Referrals.
Oh,
I instill it. And like I said, whenever they say, "Oh, I don't have enough," it's no problem. Just send me a referral, please. And they send me a referral.
That's actually how you can grow your business really quickly.
Exactly.
Referrals are really what do the trick.
Yes. And I give them extra business cards to give out. That's how I get my referrals. I always, even when they give me a tip, I was like, I'd rather have a referral. Anybody that needs to get their hair, let me give you extra cards. Send me referrals, please. And then, on their next service, they could get like a discount. And it works. I get a lot of referrals.
I love it. I love it. Well, you professionals out there, that's a great tip from one peer to another in the industry. Excellent advice, Nancy, the showmess in New York. I want to also just remind everybody, we have Saturdays at 6, which is my radio news magazine, if you will. I started it a couple of years ago, in which we did some very serious interviews. It's available on YouTube. You can always go to YouTube and you'll come to my channel if you search Kerry Hines, KerryHines, and you'll find a lot of interviews there. We have a lot of things on YouTube, so you certainly want to check it out. And you'll see some of my Saturdays at 6 interviews that we've done in the past. One of them included the amazing lawyer who has been chronicled out there all over social media, and television these days. He was the famed attorney who represented the Trayvon Martin's family. He's been on our broadcast. He's a really cool guy. So definitely look for Saturdays at 6, which will be starting on one of these Saturdays. We'll probably get it started not this coming Saturday, but a week from Saturday, just so that we have time to prep it well for you and get it all set. It is a great show. It's a different flavor, if you will, and different kind of energy, but it's good. It's very good. So I just wanted to say thank you. And for those of you on Thursdays, even though we do the Shop Talk and it's available on Channel 10, we also have on one of our sister channels, if you will, we have on Channel 11, we have Trish Talk Radio. And Trish, she usually does it on Thursdays with us. So Channel 11. So, again, all of these channels, and, again, we have about 15 right now, are available by going to hairradio.com, and that's hairadio.com. And along the gold menu bar, you'll see it, biggest A there, our channels. So you click on our channels, and it'll open up into I think depending on what kind of device you have, you may only be able to see 4 or 3 or whatever. Just hit the arrow button to move along so that you can see all 15 channels, which are great. Beautiful pictures. Click on the channel that you like, and then all of those tracks that are included on that channel will play. And they can auto-play by themselves, which is great because it sounds just like the radio show that you're listening to. Or you can just go pick and choose which track you would feel most inspired to listen to. So it's really great, and we love that. So certainly we want to encourage you to check out our channels on Hair Radio Social Networking site. So, Nancy DeShomez, I have to say, you know what is amazing is that the time goes by so quickly when we get the Shop Talk going. And this morning was just getting going was a little bit of a challenge, every so often. But today we got it going, and I have to say it was really fantastic. Do you have any lasting words for Thursday's Throwback Thursday? Are you putting up some pictures, Nancy DeShomez?
Yes. Well, actually, yesterday I had went to an old school concert yesterday. BB King's in Manhattan. I don't know if you know it, but they're gonna be closing it. So that was the last hip hop concert last night. So I went to that, and I've seen Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick. So yeah,
Slick Rick up there. Was Slick Rick the one with the patch?
Yes, with all that jewelry.
Yeah. He's still performing, and Dougie Fresh?
And Dougie Fresh, yes. So they did the last hip-hop.
Since the 90s.
Yes, they did the last hip-hop concert last night at BB King's because they're going to close the doors.
I love BB King's restaurant. It's a little small in there, but it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the first performance places. They've been open for a while. I mean, I remember when they opened.
Yes, they've been open forever. I love that little spot.
Yeah, me too. That was on 42nd Street. Between like 7th and 8th. Well, let me think. Yeah, it was between like 7th and 8th or something like that.
Yeah.
Really, yeah. Wow. We're gonna miss that. And BB King, he was alive to enjoy that most of the time, and a lot of celebrities played there.
Yeah, but then I heard they're relocating. They're going to look for some other place. So,
I mean, that's a part of his legacy.
Yes.
And, I guess, as BB used to sing, the thrill is gone.
Yes.
The thrill is gone. All right. Well, listen, just want to thank you, Nancy DeShomez. And I have an interesting note to end today's broadcast on. I was scrolling down on one of the social media sites, and someone wrote, spaghetti, is it a side dish or a main dish? I said, I'm going to ask the listeners to the Hair Radio Social Network site on our Shop Talk broadcast. What do you think, Nancy? Is it a main dish or a side dish?
I think it's a main dish.
Yeah, and is it that do black folks think it's a main dish?
Yes.
That's it too. It's funny that someone asked that. I can't imagine eating spaghetti with anything else because I think there's no room left for anything else.
Yes.
Once you stare into that spaghetti, I don't even think I want anything else to eat.
Exactly.
That's because it's so good. You can't even stop eating it.
Yeah, and it's filling. It's like, that's a main dish.
It's filling. Yes, I agree. Okay. So we'd park it there.
Yes.
Nancy Shulman, as always, a pleasure to have you on our show. Remember that Shop Talk is a production from the Hair Radio Social, for the Hair Radio Social Network site, originated by those of us on the Hair Radio Morning Show. It's a program that you'll see right here Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. You'll see and listen to because we created a little video that is out there being shared across social media even as we speak. So we're really, really excited. So it's one that we are doing of the day. So you know on these Shop Talks that they're associated with a particular time because a lot of the information that we cover in Shop Talk is of current times. So real interesting. All right, that's it for today. Nancy, again, for Thursday edition of Shop Talk, I want to thank you so much for being with us. And we'll see you back here in the same place. And thank all of our amazing Hair Radio Social members for listening and tuning in. Make it a great Thursday, everybody.